Today on Steelers Talk, I'm going to give you 6 reasons why Russell Wilson should be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers Week 2 versus the Denver Broncos. But I'm also going to give you 6 reasons why Justin Fields should be the starter for this week's game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So before we get into all of that today, I want you guys to do me a favor right now, okay? Our Browns Report, our frenemies here at Chat Sports, our Browns channel here at Chat Sports, put up 865 likes on their video yesterday, and their host, Matthew Peterson, has challenged me to a like battle today. So let's top them right now. We know that the Steelers are above the Browns in the AFC North standings right now. We have to assert our dominance as a fan base by getting at least 866 likes on this video. If that's not enough to get you to click that thumbs up icon, here is something Matthew Peterson told me just this morning on Week 1. I hope the Steelers fans enjoy being in first place now because it won't last long if they can't score touchdowns. Cleveland scored 2, and all I hear is that we're the ones that sucked. I can't wait for Deshaun Watson to knock off the rust and make these idiot Steelers fans eat their words. But here's the thing, Petey. The rust isn't coming off, man. He is a rust monster, all right? Ever since COVID, he has never looked the same. He's been outplayed by guys like Jacoby Brissett and Joe Flacco. Hell, by the end of the season, I think Jameis Winston might prove to be the best quarterback on the Cleveland Browns roster. So sorry, man. Your team stinks. I'm sorry, your quarterback stinks. Make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon right now to let them know. So let's start right now with Russell Wilson and why I think that he should start Week 1 versus the Denver Broncos. Now, don't worry. I'm going to give the case for Justin Fields to start here in just a second. But let's go over my 6 reasons why I think the Steelers would go with Russell Wilson. The first one is his experience playing against the Denver Broncos defense. He went up against this defense and this defensive personnel and this defensive structure with Vance Joseph every day in practice, all right? He knows the ins and outs of this defense, and he knows how to attack it effectively, all right, because he's gotten so many reps against it. However, you could also say the other side of the coin there is that this defense has also gone up against Russell Wilson, and they know the strengths, the weaknesses of Russell Wilson's game, and they can exploit that on Sunday. So maybe you say, oh, okay, maybe Justin Fields would be better because they don't quite know Justin the same way they know Russ's skill set. So, it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing that Russell Wilson is so familiar with the Denver Broncos, but the fact that he practiced against this team, he knows the weaknesses and the strengths of everybody on that Denver defensive front and defensive structure, I think he can absolutely have success against this team next week. So what say you guys? Let me know down there in the comments section. Is Russ's familiarity with Denver a good or a bad thing for his prospects heading into this weekend's game? Give me an A if you think it's an advantage, or type W if you think it's a weakness. This will be the pinned comment on today's show. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time, but give me an A or a W. Another reason why I think Russell Wilson should start over Russell Wilson is that he's a faster processor of information. The thing about Justin Fields is that he really never has been somebody that could make a full field progression read, go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and make a full field progression. Well, Russell Wilson can do that. He proved that during the preseason when he did it a number of times. All right, this is an offense here with Arthur Smith that wants a quarterback that can get through his reads and get the ball to the right receiver and utilize the many options that Arthur Smith schemes up in his passing attack. All right, so that's something that Fields definitely doesn't have that Russ does, which gives Russ an advantage here. Another thing that I think Russ is a lot better at than Fields is downfield vision. What I mean by that is that if there's a receiver breaking open down the field, I think Russ is a lot better at seeing that man come open and then ripping it in rhythm. Justin Fields at times can get to the top of his drop. There's a guy right in his vision that's open, or at least NFL open, and he doesn't decide to go there. He goes to his check down, or he goes to run the football, right? And we know how dynamic Justin Fields can be with his legs, but, you want somebody that can identify when guys are open, that can identify defenses post-snap. And that's something that Russell Wilson does really, really well. He has his entire career, and that's something he brings that Justin Fields doesn't, at least not at a high level. Then we get to accuracy here, which is another reason why Russell Wilson, I think, could be the starter here moving forward heading into Week 2. And you look at the accuracy numbers between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields just last year. Again, last year people said Russell Wilson stunk last year and that he was washed. He had the 6th highest on-target percentage in the league in 2023. Justin Fields was all the way down at 34th. first. Now, you might be saying, Jack, that's because Justin Fields threw the ball downfield more often. And that's true, but it's not that much more where there should be this much of a difference in the accuracy between these two quarterbacks. Russell Wilson, a lot more accurate than Justin Fields. His throwing mechanics and his base is a lot more consistent than Fields brings as a drop-back passer. So if the Steelers are looking for accuracy and efficiency, Russell Wilson is more suited to do that, in my opinion. And then also, Russell Wilson protects the football better. Now, I've seen some people say, oh, don't you know that Justin Fields actually has less turnovers than Russell Wilson in the last several seasons or last 8 games or something like that. How about we just compare these two guys since they've come into the league? All right, Justin Fields in less games has 22 more interceptions and fumbles than Russell Wilson has. Russell Wilson has a top 10 lowest interception rating or percentage, I should say, in the history of the National Football League. Russell Wilson, his calling card is being safe with the football while also being able to throw that deep ball with such grace and accuracy, right? Justin Fields, he's had a fumble issue in the past, a big one, all right, especially last season. And then he also does put the ball in harm's way from time to time when he's throwing the ball through the air. So, listen, I thought Justin did a good job protecting the football in Week 1. I feel relatively comfortable that he can do it in the Pittsburgh Steelers offense if called upon, but I have more confidence in Russell Wilson at this stage in his career with the experience he brings to the table and his ability to see defenses that Fields doesn't quite have. Then we have Russell Wilson. This one might be the biggest one that I have, guys, and that's Russell Wilson's better in the clutch than Justin Fields, and by a wide margin, all right? You take a look at Russell Wilson in the clutch throughout his career. He has 31 fourth-quarter comebacks. That's tied for 9th all-time in NFL history, all right? And then he's 10th all-time in game-winning drives with 39, okay? 4 postseason fourth-quarter comebacks, 4 postseason game-winning drives. So he's done it on the biggest stages. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He won one of them, nearly won both of them. And then you have 4 fourth-quarter comebacks in 2023. So just last season, he was first in the NFL in fourth-quarter comebacks. So he's still one of the most clutch quarterbacks. This isn't just because of his days in Seattle. He also did it last year with the Denver Broncos. And then you compare that to Justin Fields' fourth-quarter passer rating from last year, and it was 36 out of 37 eligible quarterbacks. The only quarterback with a lower passer rating in the fourth quarter, Bailey Zappi. All right, so that shows you that when defenses know Justin Fields has to throw the football, he becomes one of the least effective passers in the National Football League, and that's detrimental to a Steelers team that's going to be playing in a lot of close games this year. This is what Dan Wiederer from the Chicago Tribune had to say about Justin Fields' play in the fourth quarter last season with the Bears. His fourth quarter passer rating this season ranks 36th among 37 quarterbacks with at least 50 fourth quarter attempts, ahead of only New England Patriots' Bailey Zappi at 48.3. That tells you he's just not an accurate passer and that he's not processing at a high level. There are just certain things that are in your DNA or they're not. Sure, you can make improvements a little bit, but those things are who you are. That's the fourth quarter. That is the NFL. It's set up to be close in the fourth, and you're going to have to throw the ball well to win the games. That's what this league is, and it ain't changing. You're going to have to win games in 2-minute offense. So coming up here, I'm going to tell you the case for Justin Fields. All right, we've gone over the case for Russell Wilson, why he should start, what he brings to the table that Justin Fields maybe doesn't. Coming up next, I'm going to tell you what Fields brings to the table that Russell Wilson doesn't. So before I do that, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Game Time, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. And folks, we all know that experiencing a sporting event, especially a football game live at Acrisure Stadium for your Pittsburgh Steelers, is unlike anything you can get from watching the game on your couch. And Game Time has a great new feature on their app called Game Time Picks. And what it does is that filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets online. So you take a look here at the Game Time app. All you got to do is you find a game or an event you want to go to, you select the Game Time Picks button at the top of the screen, and it automatically filters through their entire database using their brand new algorithm to show you the best deals for their best seats and it's super easy to use. Like I said, it's literally at the click of a button, and you don't have to do any research. It does it all for you, and it's the best way to find tickets fast at the lowest price guarantee, which is another feature that I love about using the Game Time app. They also have all-in pricing, so you know exactly what you'll pay for those tickets before the fees at checkout, and flash deals so you can get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to the start of the event. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS. It's one word, all caps, CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. So now let's do Justin Fields' pause. The first one here is stick with the hot hand, right? This is the Mason Rudolph argument, right? Mason Rudolph beats the Cincinnati Bengals, right? The team beats the brakes off the Bengals, and you know the argument was even though Kenny Pickett's going to be coming back healthy, got to stick with the hot hand, right? You got to go with the guy that's winning football games, that's getting success with the offense, all that stuff. But if I can play devil's advocate to that argument right now, although the Steelers did win in Week 1, I thought Justin Fields made some big plays down the stretch that helped the team win. He played his part in that victory. They didn't score a single touchdown. They didn't finish a single drive with 6 points instead of 3 points, and were held to under 20 points in the ballgame. Tell me if you've heard that before about the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, right? Not getting in the end zone, under 20 points, and still getting the victory because the defense leads the way. Justin Fields, I thought he was very efficient, 73.9% completion percentage. The passing yards were good at 150 overall, 57 rush yards, had some big rushes down the stretch, but no touchdowns. He did protect the football with no interception. So even though Justin Fields did what he had to do to get the victory, and I appreciate that about him, he wasn't lighting it up or anything like that. And I think he needed to have that kind of performance where he at least got the offense into the end zone at least once if he wanted to straight up take the job from Russell Wilson before he had even a single snap. But then we get to the fact that Russell Wilson may not be 100% healthy on Sunday. And honestly, this is the scenario in which I would start Justin Fields in Week 2 versus the Broncos. If Russell Wilson isn't 100% healthy, go ahead and start Fields. We know that this offense is functional with Justin Fields under center. So if you feel like there's any risk to further injury of Russell Wilson, you start Justin Fields in this football game, point blank, period. It sounds like Russell Wilson's feeling quite good. I've heard some reports here that Russ was not happy about the Steelers' decision to sit him last week. So that tells me that he's feeling pretty good. Seems like he's going to be healthy enough to play. But if he's not, go with Justin Fields in Week 2. Then another thing that you could definitely argue for Fields instead of Russ is that he's got a more dynamic arm. And what I mean by that is that Russ has a strong arm. He can throw the deep ball, but he's not making sidearm passes, right? He's not flipping his hips when he's rolling out to his left the way that Justin Fields is doing. You can do more things in the rollout game. You can do more things creatively in the 2-minute drill, all these things with the arm talent and really the arm dynamicism out of Justin Fields. That's a big word right there for producer Coop. It's probably not a word, but we're going to go with dynamicism as the word of the day here on Steelers Talk. Another reason why Justin Fields should start over Russell Wilson is that he's a better play extender, right? If this offensive line, Dan Moore Jr. doesn't look good, Broderick Jones has a bad week, Spencer Anderson gives up inside pressure, it's nice to have Justin Fields as a guy that has the athleticism to escape that pressure, whereas Russell Wilson, I mean, even without the calf injury, he's a lesser athlete than he was in his earlier days, right? So there's definitely an argument to be made that the Steelers can definitely use a quarterback like Justin Fields more in this way, as opposed to Russell Wilson, who can't really move in the pocket. He's kind of a statue at this point in his career, whereas Justin Fields is not only a better play extender, but he's a better rusher of the football. It's not even close. You can open up the QB run game with Justin Fields. He's going to be able to run for first downs like he did on 3rd and long multiple times yesterday. Justin Fields yesterday, 57 yards on 14 carries. Now, I'd say 14 carries maybe a little bit too much, but it's definitely not way too much. I mean, when he plays and if he's the starter this year, expect him to get a lot of carries in each and every game. You know, he's got a big body. He can take the hits, and then he's got the speed and the ability to change directions and really the great vision. I mean, this guy has some of the best vision of any rusher in the National Football League at any position, and I'm loving what he brings to the table as a rusher. So if he is a starter for the Steelers this year, that's going to be his bread and butter. Then we get to the final reason why Fields should start over Russell Wilson is that he could be a long-term answer, and Russell Wilson really is a short-term answer here in Pittsburgh. Even if Russell Wilson has a great season this year, he's only going to be the answer for the next 2 to 3 to 4, at most 5 years, right? But then Justin Fields can be your quarterback for the next decade if he comes in and plays really well, right? So there's certainly that aspect of it as well. Personally, I'm not sure if Justin Fields, because of his vision issues, because of his mental processing issues, because he can't necessarily dice up a team with his arm, I'm not sure if he's exactly the ideal long-term answer you want to give $50 million per season to. But under his still rookie contract here, on that 4th year of his rookie contract, he is absolutely valuable to this Pittsburgh Steelers football team, and he can be a winning quarterback for this team if asked to start this year. So predict it for me down there in the comments section. Will Justin Fields be the Steelers' QB1 in 2025? Not this year, but next year. Is he the long-term answer here for Pittsburgh? Let me know. Let me know what his new contract looks like next year if he's brought back to be the franchise quarterback of the Black and Gold. Now, my pick for this week is I would go with Russ if he's healthy. And it does sound like he's going to be healthy enough to play. But again, like I've said throughout the show, Justin Fields played well enough against Atlanta to show that this offense is functional with him as their quarterback, all right? So if this offense isn't functional, if they're scoring even less points and even less touchdowns than with Justin Fields, then yeah, you're going to go to Justin Fields eventually. But I'm going to make it extremely clear here. I would start Russell Wilson, but I'm getting Justin Fields on the field. 4th and short situations. Goal line situations where the defense knows that you're probably rushing the football. Put Justin Fields in there because he's not only going to garner more attention from the defense as another potential rushing option, but he can also throw the football, right? So he's somebody that is absolutely a weapon for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Goal line situations, 4th and short situations, 3rd and short situations, and then, of course, the 4-minute drill as we saw him execute yesterday against Atlanta. This is somebody that can absolutely be an asset for the Pittsburgh Steelers, whether he is the starting quarterback or whether he's the backup. And now, something I do want to say here, and I do want to kind of jab a spike here into our friends at the Browns Report here a little bit. Both of these guys are better than Massage Boy Deshaun Watson, all right? This guy freaking stinks, $230 million guaranteed, and both of the guys the Steelers are getting this year, we're paying less than $5 million for them combined, and they're both better than Deshaun Watson, so I'll take either one of these guys over Massage Boy any day of the week, especially on Sundays. Okay, now let me know down there in the comments section. Choose your QB1 for the Pittsburgh Steelers here in Week 2. Type RW for Russell Wilson or type JF for Justin Fields. Like I said, guys, for me, I'm going Russell Wilson here in Week 2. I want to get him that revenge against Sean Payton and the Broncos. But if you'd rather go with Justin Fields, let me know. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys for all of the support you give to the channel. If you made it to the end of the show, you are a real one. So if you're a real one, you made it to the end of the show, we got more videos like this coming later this week. So make sure you click that subscribe button right now.